Welcome to this video on the Zenwara channel. My name is Sri Satguru, Buddha Rawa Bhagwan. Today's video we're going to talk about Ahura Mazda and Angra Mainyu. So these are the names of God and the opposing evil force to God in Zoroastrianism. Okay? So all the religions have their truth and their origin, their prophet, if you want to see it that way, where they start. And all the religions, to be proven a true religion of God, need to have their time paradox, right? So something that comes from the religion before it is put in manifestation in the physical world. So the religion is confirmed in its time paradox. And the God that Ahura Mazda and Angra Mainyu and all these stories are stories of the future. These are one of the things that are very interesting of Zoroastrianism, right? Is that they are stories of the future, and now they are stories of the present. So they are stories of the present and the future, and of the past. So when they talk about Ahura Mazda, they talk about a Mazda vehicle, actually called Argus Mazda. That's where it comes from. And it's when they talk about a sky god, they talk about a sky active G model. And the driver of that vehicle, which is the god of Zoroastrianism and the people of the time and less people today. And these are based on visions of Zoroaster and others of the time of that vehicle, which were shown to them, specific visions and prophetic visions of the future. And that is why Zoroastrian people before armies and stuff like that would have a chariot, which would represent the god Ahura Mazda. A vehicle, a chariot, because he is known as the vehicle. And in that exists the time paradox of Ahura Mazda and that name of God and that religion. And the fact that the religion of Mazda, of Ahura Mazda, right? And the name Mazda began before the creation of a car called Mazda by a Mazda company, which was sold in a car dealership called Argus Mazda, which was interpreted by Zoroaster as Ahura Mazda. And what happens is Ahura was interpreted by him in his vision because it was given to him that way in that message, because Ahura means underneath, right? And Ra means the name of God, right? And underneath Ra, so Bara, Ra of the bottom of the mountain, of Kailash mountain, which is the name of Amun-Ra, Ra of the mountain, Amun, mount, the mountain. So Ahura Mazda was given as his name, and he saw Argus and interpreted it as the real way of interpreting it, which is of the bottom of the mountain. And in that exists the time paradox, in that vehicle of Ahura Mazda, which was named after a vehicle which did not yet exist at the time when the religion started, based on visions of prophetic visions of the future, which are the origin of all the true religions. So, Ahura Mazda became the god of Zoroastrianism. And the reason that you have Angra Mainyu is because Angra Mainyu is also known as Ahriman, right? It is, what it means is the god exists as the god who drives his Ahura Mazda, his car, his Mazda. You know, he is the god and he fights against evil forces and he's a good person. And in all his movements and programming of a daily life, he takes care of himself and all these things, and it takes care of all the universe and all these things, right? The world is his computer system built in. But when he gets angry at the devas, who are the devas? The humans. When he gets angry, he becomes Angra Mainyu, the angry man, the angry god. Right? Ahriman, angry man. And all the things that make him angry, all the different things that make someone angry, are all the demons, the forces of angry man, which make the god angry. And when the god is angry, he lashes out with his power at the world and the universe. And the world and the universe suffers. So what does the wise world and the wise men of the world do? They try to keep the god happy and not angry. For they know that when he is angry, all suffer because of this. Creation suffers. For he unleashes chaos instead of blessing with order. For the god rewards that which he likes and gets angry, just like everyone else. For everyone is built in the image of God. So everyone drives their vehicles just like God, their cars, Mazda or another vehicle, if you have a vehicle. And different types of vehicles, flying vehicles, water vehicles, land vehicles. And everyone can become angry. Everyone can become angry men, angry women, angry men, in the image of God, and can unleash, when they become angry and in anger, chaos upon the world, upon them, around them. And like God has the capacity to unleash lots of chaos in the world, everybody has their capacity to unleash chaos to their degree of empowerment in this world. All as devas, developers of this world, who normally do their regular functions in this world, which get disturbed by anger, which make them cause crimes and do horrible things in anger, such as hurting other devas, other beings of God, or behaving like animals and causing wars. So it is the anger within people that is the one that brings the chaos and puts people away from their divine nature. Devas that are under God, instead of being devas that are under Angra Mainyu, anger and chaos. So the message of Zoroastrianism is to be good, not to fall to anger, not to fall to all the bad emotions, and to stay divine in thought, remembering that all people are of God, and to treat others like you would want to be treated, which became that focus point of the religions which came from that, the monoistic religions that came from that concept, right, of Zoroastrianism. So the force of evil is the force of evil within everyone, which is the force of anger and all its demons, of all those bad things, greed, lust, all those sins, all those bad things which concretized in different religions that came after Zoroastrianism. The concretization of the sins and demons which lead to the pollution of the inner self. Right? So anger being the big one, which makes you do atrocities such as outrage. Outrage is a form of anger. Where does revenge come from? Anger. And what does revenge make us do? Horrible, horrible things. For revenge does not fix the horrible things of the future. It continues and makes the proliferation of horrible things versus ending them. So you'd think that a normal person would see horrible things and want them to stop, not more horrible things to happen, which is the path of revenge and anger, of Angra Mainyu, of chaos, of destruction. which multiplies chaos and destruction in this world. So that is why in Zoroastrianism and all the religions that came after, there is a concept: never do to others like you would not want done to yourself. But there is also the concept of self-survival, which is if someone would want to harm you, you must defend yourself. But in the goodness of the heart, you should always do that within reasonable extent and degree. And if you're the cause of the problem, maybe you should stop being the cause of the problem. So Angra Mainyu, it means angry man. And Ahura Mazda is the normalcy of regular life and of the order in society which allows us to have streets and organized life when we work together as a society. Not dominated by anger, but dominated by logic and clear thought, which brings society together, where we can have streets and red lights and green lights and everybody respects order and traffic and enforcement of that, versus an angry and chaotic society, which is the opposite of order and the path of chaos, of Angra Mainyu, of the anger within us when we let anger control our minds, our thoughts, and our hearts, versus clear thought and love. For in love there is forgiveness, in clear thought there is forgiveness, and the future of nations and destiny. And in anger and chaos there is the end of nations and destiny. These are the teachings today on the Zen of Our channel.